Oh, hey, hello there. So I'm doing some stuff here, and I figured since part two, I had made some changes, added a few things, done a few things off camera. Nothing much, well, a little bit as you can see, but I figured I'd do a quick update. I had to do a little fiddling in the front and get that shock tower straight. So I figured I'd go over that and just kind of log where we're at on this thing. So in the last video, obviously I didn't have as much done up front. I got my few other bolts and swapped out a few of the bolts, made a few things proper in here. Got the shocks built. In the front, I think I got 60 weight up front. Shock coil. Got the atomic carrier bearings. Got to do some adjusting yet, so I'm kind of doing right now, and this one's loose. Making some adjustments, getting things straightened out. Put this down a little bit more, get you a little bit more at the front here. So before I had the shock tower mounted on the front right here, and it was on the edges here, and it just wasn't, the geometry wasn't going to be right for the shocks. It was going to be way off and kind of really screwed up. So I had to take the time, and this is kind of a bear. This is the Drag Race Concepts front 0 degree bulkhead. That went in no problem. Getting the shock tower, this is a Drag Race Concepts front shock tower. Getting that shock tower in spot on the low CG chassis was a real pain in the butt. The chassis is a little too wide, as you see the shock tower, has the angles coming up here on the inside, and it turns in. Well, that was pushing, as you can kind of see right here. Those are into the deal. So what I ended up having to do, I'll show you here, back side, try to get a little bit better light on the deal. I guess I ain't too bad. Ain't the greatest. You can see it here a little bit better. Right there, you can kind of get a better look at it. Maybe turn it on this side. That one seems to be a little better view. Kind of see how I had to trim into the front of the chassis nose area on each side. Turn it on this side here. Try to turn it so it gets some better light. And I can always go this way with it too. This probably gives a little bit better light here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Kind of, let me flip it around here, make it so it looks upright as you're looking at it. You can kind of see how I had to trim in there just a little bit, not much, but enough to allow that thing to slip in there. And it was a bit of a bear. It took a little trimming, a little cutting, and you can see how it's kind of hitting right here on the sides. Let me see if I can get a better view of that. Wrong way. Yeah, kind of hard here. Get things in the right position because I'm kind of doing backwards here. So if you look there, you can kind of see how I'm trimmed in there a little bit. I had to move it away. And then, of course, down the side, you can see there's a little gap between the shock tower. It's kind of hard to see right here between the shock tower and the thing. So anyways, if you're going to do the Drag Race Concepts, you're going to have to do a little fabricating there. So this shock tower, you got to slide it on all cockeyed, get it, and then spin it, and it's really kind of a bear to get it flipped up into place. Once you do, then you can get it mounted up, and it mounts up just fine. But that's a trick. It was a bitch to do. But I'm glad I got it done. From there, I got to turn around, and like I say, I got the carriers put on. These are atomic front and rear carriers. I got to get the links for the back. So I got the shocks done. I think I got 70 weight up front. So they're pretty stiff. They're setting pretty flat. If you look at the deal, there's a little bit there, but when you set it down without tires on it, they pretty much come right here. There's a little stiction going on. I'll probably pop those bottom caps off, take them off, pop the bottom caps off, and put some good slime on the green slime on the O-rings, try to help those shafts not stick so much. But pretty much that's flat and level. So that's pretty good there. So went to the back. I went ahead and threw on the stock case. This is pretty much a full stock tranny, except I do have the hot racing locker in it, and I have the hot racing center aluminum hardened aluminum coated idler gear, and gotta get those up so they're not these little things, hinge pin do bite in there once in a while. But that's spinning pretty smooth. So I put that together, grabbed the extra set of dog bones I had, excuse me, MIP dog bones, threw those in. No ceramic bearings in this. These are running off stock. So it's got the MIP dog bones, the hot racing heavy duty locker on it, not the normal one, the $18, $19 heavy duty locker, and the aluminum idler gear. I may flip this over to the Team Associated slipper system. But I think what I'm going to do on this is I've got the Exotech. No, I'm sorry. I may flip this over to the Team Associated slipper disc because I got the transmission locked. I want to have a slipper set up on it. So I might do that. Or I might just try to adapt something and see what I got to do to adapt it. But I'm probably just buy the shaft and then put that in. It's like $8. Put that in, and then with the Team Associated slipper system. But anyways, that's that. So that's where it's at right now. I'm RPM arms up and back. Got them setting on the lower one to kind of bring that ride height to the lowest possible. Shocks are mounted straight up and down in the back. So I've got 60 weight or 50 weight. I think it's 60 weight in the back on these, so that should be pretty nice. That works out, nice and well. And again, when it's sitting flat, everything kind of flattens out as it is right now. So that's where it's at. She's pretty much good to go. Drag race concept front carbon fiber mount. I got to get a better scale to weigh things. I had an 8-pound scale, digital scale that was for the house that took a crap on me. So I can't use that. So I wanted to pick up another one. But other than that, I think it's maybe 3 pounds right now, 2, 3. And I think what I'm going to use in this is I was thinking about putting it as a 13.5 runner. Come up with a pretty decent deal from a guy on this. Just a little bit less than what it would cost to buy it new at the hobby shop. So not a great deal, but it saved me a little bit of pennies and taxes and shipping and stuff. Nonetheless, got the Sidewinder 4 and a new Castle older version 5700 non-centered. So I think I'll run that in there, but I'm just thinking about putting this as my 13.5 rig, and if I turn around and do that, then I'll find a 13.5 motor non-censored, or I'll buy a censored ESC and 13.5 motor. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with this. The other rigs had their motors chosen and ESCs chosen. I just got to buy the one ESC for that one. So I may end up selling this in the 5700 and put that money towards a 13.5 setup for a street stock for this rig and go from there. So that's about it. I'm spending 10, 15 minutes or so going over since what I did in the last video where I put things together. Found a couple more proper bolts, nuts, and actually turned them down a little bit, but no more sticking way up in here on the bolt heads, the shanks or shafts of the 3 countersunks down there. Replaced a couple button heads with countersunks, so I got the countersunks for the other piece. Yeah, and then I did use stainless steel down here for these ones because I didn't want to use the black ones. This is going into plastic, so I went ahead and did that just because I had them and didn't want to buy more blacks, and you're not going to see the bottom of it. And I'll take some paint and paint over them. But other than that, she's pretty close to ready to throw wheels on. Like I said, I get some rear links on it and some front steering link, and already got a couple of those set up, and then set up the adjustments and throw wheels, tires, and electronics in it and go. Last thing I'm going to try to do is I may skimp out a little bit on the servo, but not really, you know. I think I'm going to get a Reefs Mini. I had two and I sold them as part of the package. I was going to keep one of them. I should have. But I think I'm going to get a Reefs Mini 99, Micro 99 servo. It's 100-inch ounces. You know, running small tires on flat concrete shouldn't need much. Hopefully I'm not steering much, but it'll be strong enough. It's a digital servo and it's fast as heck. So we'll, you know, handle those micro changes and give any kind of distance. And it moves really kind of pretty smooth right here. It doesn't take me too much movement to push it here. So I think that mini micro will work pretty good. Just got to get a little adapter plate, probably on the front or on the front side here to, you know, take up the room so I can mount that mini, because obviously it's the shorter servo. Other than that, I think she's pretty well good to go. So you want to do a quick update, and I'll probably start adding some other things to it, but I gotta get the units here. I just mounted everything with stock hinge pins on this for the most part, except for the very front. I did use the Drag Race Concepts hinge pins, and that's it. So there we are. All right, man. Y'all have a good one.